Let me show you how you could create simple pre and post assessments for a learning target. But before we do that, we have to determine what our learning targets are. So you can do this with a straight prompt. You don't necessarily need to go through my navigation menu, but let's go through that. So I'm going to type hi, and it should pull up my navigation menu. Give it a moment. And there you see my navigation menu, which is all the different folders that you can go into. Like I said, you don't actually have to do this. You can start with the prompt right away. But because learning targets are related to teaching, let me type in number 1. And here you see all the various documents that I have uploaded and the different subcategories that you could explore in the teaching menu. I want to focus on learning targets and creating those. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a prompt now. So I'm going to say, I am a 7th grade teacher teaching ELA. Give me one grade standard related to citing text evidence. Let's see what it gives us. So here you see that it is giving us RL 7.1, which is cite several pieces of textual evidence to support analysis of what the text says explicitly, as well as inferences drawn from the text. Now, the reality is some standards can be covered in one class period, but more often than not, standards need to be unwrapped or broken apart so you know all of the component learning targets, so you don't forget some or teach one multiple times. So here I'm going to ask the AI, break this standard down into its component learning targets. Another word for target would be objective. And so here you see that for this RL 7.1 standard, citing textual evidence, by the end of the learning sequence, students will have had to master, or hopefully will have mastered, these 7 learning targets. Now, each of these learning targets could be one lesson. I would not do more than 1 to 2 learning targets per lesson. So let's just say, for the purposes of this example, we're going to do a lesson on number 1, identifying explicit information. Now, success criteria is what students will need to demonstrate to show that they have reached proficiency in that learning target. You see the success criteria. Students will demonstrate success when they can underline or highlight details, answer literal questions as to who, what, when, where, point out the exact location of evidence, record details accurately, and differentiate between explicit information and inference. Now, you can put these in student-friendly language. For example, you can change these around to say, I can underline or highlight details. I can answer literal questions. That will put it in language then when students not only see the learning target on the board and the success criteria, it'll help them to be able to articulate at the end of the lesson what they have met and what they still need to master. So now, as you can see, the AI bot gives you the option to create a quick formative assessment. Now, I use this with my student teachers at Brooklyn College. And now what I do is I will actually prompt it for the following. I'll say, give me both a pre and post simple assessment. Say 3 questions, 3 multiple choice questions, and 1 extended response. Give me correct and incorrect responses, and tell me why, because you're going to want to know that so you know what to target if students get it wrong. Then give me a rubric for the extended response, as well as a overall scoring guide, so you know where your students fall. And you could call it emerging, developing, on target, above target, or expanding. And let's see what it gives us. It might take a couple of seconds because we're actually asking it to create 2 assessments. But again, these are meant to be really quick assessments, not assessments that are going to take students a tremendous amount of time to complete. But yet, these are quick formative assessments that you could use before you teach something. So you might know what scaffolds your students will need to master that learning target, as well as an exit ticket or an exit assessment that you could give students to see if they've mastered it. So here you see you got text for both assessments. You can, by the way, ask the AI to put this in a PDF or a docx file, so you could copy that and save it to your computer and give it to students. But for the purposes of our example here, I just wanted to show you what this looks like. You have a pre-assessment, 3 multiple choice questions and 1 extended response. You also have the passage up above that is going to be used for all of the pre-assessment questions. And it tells you again why answers are correct and why answers are incorrect. So you see the why as to what's correct and what is not correct. You can even ask it. I'm noticing that the why, others are not supported by the text. You can, as a follow-up question, ask the AI to explain further, maybe perhaps the specific areas where students are getting tripped up. I might even go back and recraft this assessment and ask it for plausible distractors that really do aim to trick students, not to be mean, but to really understand what concepts they're clear on and which concepts they are not. But here you see the extended question. According to the text with signs, show that the weather was changing. Use only explicit details from the passage, because again, this is an entry learning target into the overall standard. And again, a building block, you've got the rubric for the extended response, and you got the overall scoring guide, which shows you who's emerging, what they're capable of doing or not doing at that level, developing, on target, and above. Now you have the information where if students in completing the pre-assessment, you could see where they fit in their overall level of performance or proficiency. That will help you to plan the scaffolds in your lesson that you're designing. And I do have another video where I talk about how you can use the AI to plan lessons. And then afterwards, you can use the same scoring guide to see if your students have shown growth and achievement. So this is just one example of many that you could use the AI bot for. My name is John Chimberry from How to Life Teaching. I help teachers teach and school leaders lead. If you are a teacher looking for coaching support, I'm offering this bot for $19 a month, as well as unlimited direct messaging coaching service. If you are a school leader interested in bringing the AI bot to your school, or in creating your own bot for your own professional development initiatives, I do hope you reach out. I am a former curriculum and instruction director for a district. So if you are looking for support of your instructional team on curriculum, instruction, and assessment, I offer several packages of support, and I'd really look forward to meeting you.